Salamat pagi. It's an early morning start and I'm leaving Banyuwangi for the train back to Surabaya. So I stayed last night in a little hostel right next to Ketapang train station. It's very cheap and basic, but it's, as I say, between the train station and the ferry port, so it's very handy for those coming in late at night on the train from Malang. You just need somewhere to put your head down, ready for getting the ferry to Bali in the morning.
Legion Backpacker is pretty small and basic and seems to function as a transit hostel for those travelling between Java and Bali. Ketapang train station is just a couple of hundred metres away from the hostel, and the ferry terminal to Bali is also just a few hundred metres away. There isn't really much in the way of facilities or a social area, but if you are coming in on the train after midnight and moving on the next day, that's not really a priority. There are 3 small dorms which are not bad for the very cheap price, but the location is far from Banyuwangi, so if you are wanting to explore the town, then you are better off staying in Banyuwangi itself. The Sri Tanjung train goes from Ketapang harbour to Yogyakarta. It's a very cheap all-economy train. It's a useful service for anyone heading to Bromo, or you just have to get off at Probolinggo. It also stops at Surabaya.
Well, I've made the train, so next stop, Surabaya. So the train from Banyuwangi to Surabaya is one of the most basic of economy trains here in Java. They are quite crowded when they're full, and luggage space can become a bit of a premium at that point, but today it's really empty so far, so I'm hoping it stays that way.
It wasn't long before the luggage ended up in the aisles, and the train soon filled up. The journey to Surabaya takes 6 hours, and if you're going all the way to Jogja, then it's a really long day.
Well, I'm back now in Surabaya at Kota station, which is the oldest one in Surabaya. It's also very close to Pasar Atom in the Chinatown, so that's very handy for what I'm about to do next.
So if you're ever in Surabaya and you want to try lots of Surabaya foods or Chinese foods, then this is definitely the place to be. Head to Pasar Atom Mall and go upstairs to where you find the food court.
One of my favourite places here in Surabaya though has to be Pasar Atom. It's a shopping mall, but on the 4th floor there's a really huge food court where it's not only full of Chinese, Indonesian food, but extremely cheap bintang as well.
Well, that's all I've got time for today, so until the next time, sampai jumpa lagi.